All right. So, good morning, everyone, and we all are here for our next project that is based upon campus placement. Okay. So, this is interesting project, good project, and this will help you a lot. Those people who work initially related to the problem statements for the basics of data science or data scientist, that what kind of data set has been available with you, how you are going to perform the EDA visualizations, and how you need to apply the machine learning and deep learning technique over it. So I have mixed all of them here: machine learning also, deep learning also, good visualizations also. Okay, so the first thing is understanding data set is very much important. I have said that shared the data set with you all. Okay, so let us discuss about the data set first. Okay, so the first column is a serial number. Obviously it's just a sequence number. Okay, the next column is your gender. Okay, so here M and F, okay, male and female, two categories are available. The next column is SSP, that is your senior certificate, senior exam, okay, higher secondary, senior secondary. Okay, so this is your senior secondary. So we can see the percentage for the senior secondary is been available here. So these all are the percentages for SSC exam. The next one is SSC board. That means central. Some has done from the central board, CBSE. Some has done from the state board. So okay, so here is your board, central, and others. Okay, so that can be any of the state board exam, or apart from that, it could be a central board. Next one is your higher secondary certificate. Okay, so here are the percentage for the higher secondary. Okay, and we are having the board from where the person has done or given the exam. So again the same thing, central board and the others could be your state. The next one is your subjects which has been taken in the higher secondary. So the subjects are commerce, science, arts, and whatsoever. Okay, so these are respectively the fields, the subject fields which are available. Okay, the next one is a degree. Now the person has availed a degree, so degree percentage is these are the degree percentages. Okay, all floating point values. Next one is your degree science and technology, degree in which they have taken. Okay, so science and technology, commerce management, science tech, commerce and management. Okay, so these others apart from that. Okay, so these are your degree. Sir, missing number needs to be installed, sir. This library
What will be
needs
the
to be installed.
command?
Yeah, sir, pip install missing no.
Okay.
Okay, so this is your data set related to degree underscore T, in which the student has passed the exam. What are the subjects for that? Okay, now the person has been work X. Okay, work done or not. So yes, no. Is there any experience for that? Okay, any work experience? So yes and no has been available here. The next thing is e-test. That means some test has been given for the placement. So what is the score of that particular candidate. So 55, 86, 75, 66, and so on. These are the scores. Specialization, in which this candidate has done the specialization in which subject, that is marketing and HR, marketing and finance, and so on. Okay, so marketing and finance and HR are the options available here for the specialization. Okay, then the next thing is MBA percentage. That means they opted initial degree. These are the percentage of initial degree. Initial degree can be anything. Okay, then afterwards they did MBA. Okay, so here are the MBA percentage, and the next thing is the status, whether they are placed or not. Okay, so this is what our main concern is. This column is our concerning column, that is the status, placed or unplaced or not placed, whatever you can say. The last column is the salary. Okay, this is your annual salary. Okay, so let's see what happens, because here we can see that not everyone's salary is available. So as per our problem statement, we need to look out for the campus placement. So if any of the student has done your graduation from central board, and from any other state board, this much percentage they have got in the 10th and 12th, okay, this is their specialization, okay, and finally they are placed or not. Okay, so with the help of a percentage, with the help of their degree or whatsoever, that we will see in our next segment when we are going to do the project, we need to find that whether a person is being placed or not. This is already an available data with us. With this data only, we need to train our model, and then we are going to perform the predictions. We can perform the predictions with our any of the data from our side once your model got trained. Okay, so the point is, here we are available with the information ultimately of the students, okay, of the candidates who did this qualification, and whether they got placed or not placed. Okay, so as per the first thing is, when you are going to do with any of your ML project, you should be knowing about what you have to do. That is, what is the problem statement, okay, what we need to do. So this is a campus recruitment. We need to perform the analysis over it. Our data set is comprising of the details related to higher secondary, senior secondary, percentage, specialization, degree specialization, everything has been given with us. Work experience is also been given with us in this particular data set. So we have been defined everything, and we need to analyze. And the subject area, it's we need to understand what type of problem we need to solve, and we need to use an appropriate matrix. So the first thing which I got to understand here is the last column, which is the placed thing, placed or not placed. So this is basically a classification. Okay, we need to perform a classification. This could be classification problem. Okay, and when we use the classification techniques, obviously we know that what kind of algorithms which we can incorporate here. It could be like logistic regression, it could be like decision tree, it could be like random forest, it can be like XGBoost. Okay, and the next thing is, at the last we can use ANN, that is artificial neural network, also to perform the deep learning technique. Okay, so this is what we are having in our mind. And after seeing data set also, we can see that percentage and all these things are floating point values. Okay, fine, that's okay. Remaining, there are categorical values also. For example, specialization, board, that means from where HSC or SSC has been done. So this is also the categorical values available with us. Okay, and the one thing in the salary column, we have seen that there are null values. Okay, well, remaining all, when I scrolled my data set, I haven't find any null values in other of the columns. Okay, so these are some basic details which been found by myself. And now the point is, I will let you know the approach, how to approach this particular problem, how to get all EDN visualizations and modeling and all these things. I will let you know. However, you can use your skills also by learning all this, and then you can change the project implementation from your side. Okay, is that okay, Chetan?
Yes, sir. Please proceed.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So I hope, is there any doubt in this data set? You can please let me know, else I go to the coding part.
Here, salary, some
S-
value is missing in
yeah,
salary,
yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
we
uh,
can
Salary is
manage.
missing. See, let's see, which column. The point is also that which column is been useful for us. Okay, does
Okay.
salary keeps importance for us, because ultimately our target is the placed or unplaced. Okay,
Yes.
so we need to take care that whether salary shall be included in our analysis or not.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so let's see what happens.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any other doubt?
Basically, it's
Yeah, basic.
classification
Yeah, it's a
problem.
classification problem basically.
Yeah.
Okay, because we are
Yes.
having two categories. One is the placed, another is not placed. Okay,
Not place.
classification
Yes.
problem.
Yes. Yes. Got it.
Okay. Yes. Any other doubts? Please let me know.
Sir, it can be divided into 0 or 1. We can
Yeah,
use the
yeah.
logistic
Obviously,
regression
yes.
also.
Obviously, हम करेंगे इसको. That's what we are going to do. We are going to replace the values by 0 and 1 or all those things. Okay.
And we have to use the logistic regression
Yeah,
also, right?
logistic regression. Obviously, yes. Logistic regression is a linear model. However, logistic regression performs a classification.
Okay.
Okay, yes, any other doubt, please let me know. I guess there are no doubts, so let me share you my screen for the coding part.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So I have already shared the code with you all. Okay, so you can side by side understand or map what I'm going to perform here. Okay, pip install missing number. Yes, still error is there. I think it should have been installed.
Here, like yeah, uh, exclamatory sign required.
Exclamation before
Yeah,
pip.
Okay.
sign. Yeah,
Okay.
pip exclamatory.
All right, so let's get proceed ahead. So the first thing which I have to do. Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, there is a power failure actually. Okay.
Recording is
Yeah, yeah,
starting.
yeah. All right. So let's get started with our code. The first library which I have included here is the OS. Okay, import OS. So if we need to connect any of the files related to the OS, so for that purpose, operating system needs to be imported. Okay, so it's an optional library. However, all the files here are available in my this local drive only. I need not have to connect anywhere. Okay, so the point is, if you want to, if you're working on any other platforms, so you can import your OS library here. So it gives you a link for all the directory and the files. It will give you a path basically. So for the path only I'm going to use the OS. Okay, the next library which I'm using here is your numpy library. Okay, so numpy, I very well know that it's used for linear algebra, for multi-dimensional array implementation. So numpy has been used here. Okay, the next library is your pandas library. It's both these libraries, that is the numpy and the pandas, both are your very important libraries. Okay, and pandas, because I need to convert my data into data frame, basically. Okay, and then whatever the task which I need to perform, I will be performing over the pandas, with the help of pandas only data frame. Okay, the next library which I have included, this is new, which you are working here, a new library that is called as a missing number. The doubt has also been asked, sir, how to install the missing number. So missing number library offers a very nice way to visualize the distribution of null values. Okay, till now we haven't focused more upon the null values, but if you want to have a good visualization for the missing values, for the null values, we can use missing number library. Okay, so it is this library I have been incorporating here. You need to install separately this missing number. Okay, once you install this, then you can include in your coding part. Okay, the next thing is your SciPy import stats. Okay, because if I need to use scientific Python or scientific operations related to the probability distribution, I need to include SciPy. So SciPy stats, basically, if you talk about, if you want to use probabilitic distributions, basically, so SciPy stats can generate discrete or continuous random numbers. Okay, discrete and continuous random numbers can be generated by SciPy stats. Okay, here we are available with many other functions also related to the statistics. Okay, that can deal with your random or continuous any kind of variables. Okay, so all these functions, they come under this library only, scipy.stats. So I need to use those functions here. Okay, I need to perform the analysis over my data set. So for that purpose, I am going to include this scipy library. Okay, so that's the reason I have included this scipy. Next one is your scipy.stats.norm. Okay, so normalization. Okay, here if you talk about your norm, as I already told, that we are going to work upon the distribution, whether it is discrete distribution, whether it is a continuous distribution of the random numbers whatsoever. Okay, so there are basically two general distribution classes, okay, which can be implemented over continuous random variables, or any that can be like continuous random variables, or it can be discrete random variable. Okay, so if you talk about normal distribution, because I'm going to use this normal. So normal distribution is a probability function that describes how the value of a variable are distributed. It's just a normal. Normally, how normally the values are distributed in a plane. Okay, because you are available with the percentage and all those things. So I just need to see, I just need to check what is the distribution. That means of this percentage, whether the mass value are been coming in a particular area, whether the less values are coming, whether the more values are coming whatsoever. Okay, so I need to check the distribution of the data here. So for that purpose, I'm applying normal distribution. Okay, so basically it's a symmetric distribution. If you talk about normal distribution, again the complete statistics will be going to work here. Okay, and it is about mean. It is about mean, where most of the observations we are going to find. Okay, so all the cluster of observations we are going to find at the mean position only. Okay, and the probabilities for the values further away from the mean. Okay, what are the probability of occurrence of other values? They are a bit far away from your mean in both the directions. Okay, in both the directions. Okay, on left, so left of the mean also and right of the mean also. Okay, so it is very much important probability distribution, this normalization normal. Okay, and we are going to use here in this statistics. Okay, and here it is very much beneficial for us when we are going to use the, let's see ahead what could be the possibilities. Okay, so these libraries I have incorporated in the first cell block. The last library, not I would not say it's a library, it's an option basically. pd.options.mode change assignment. Again, it has been quite similar to your import warnings. I hope you remember that import warnings, filter warnings. Okay, the point is when we are going to execute our code, and it may happen there are some messages, pop-up messages will come. Okay, and that will be related to your warning or something like that, not an error, but it's just a warning or some messages, so I need to ignore them. So that is why I did pd.options.mode change assignment, that is equal to none. This is what been I have included here. Okay, now The next thing is your visualization libraries. The first libraries are the basic libraries we did for your linear algebra, for the data frames, for the missing numbers, and in need to perform your statistical operations. Okay. Next is your visualization libraries. That means your Seaborn, okay, and Matplotlib data visualization. Okay. So here Matplotlib is a basic library for the data visualization. Seaborn is been inbuilt on the top of the Matplotlib, which is having much more better visualizations than the Matplotlib. Okay, so obviously the difference is your functions and your parameters what you need to give. In these two libraries, they are already available with the functions. We need to use these functions, and obviously they are having different style of writing. So Matplotlib import style, whatever the styles, different kind of styles which we can use for the Matplotlib. Yes, any doubt, please? How to install Plotly? Yes, you need to install Plotly in your system. Okay, because here I have used Plotly. Okay, Plotly you need to install because this is a better visualization library. Either you can install Plotly by a website called as PyP. Okay, PyP. You can search on the Google. You just need to write pip install Plotly. This is what you need to write. However, I did performed the installation of Plotly library. This is a very good data visualization library, and it can be installed with from the website that is PyP. PyP. Okay, so here Matplotlib and the Seaborn, these two basic, any of the project which you are going to prepare for the and you need to include the visualizations, these libraries keeps important. So you can install these libraries, you can keep these libraries in your code. Okay. Now, as the question asked, plotly.graphobjects.go. Okay, so this is again a visualization library. In my previous projects also, I have discussed a lot about Plotly, and we have used the functions related to the Plotly. And the point here is why we are using the Plotly, because if we talk about Plotly graph objects, if we just say here plotly.graph underscore objects as go. So plotly graph objects contains automatically generated hierarchy of Python classes which represents different kinds of graphs. Here the graph objects refers to the instances of these classes. So we are already available with different classes of figures available in this particular library. So from graph objects, with the help of this graph objects, we can draw those figures. Okay, it can be like anything. Here we are going to draw, for example, any bar plot, or if we are going to draw any pie plot. Okay, so with the help of graph objects we can draw these kinds of visualization, highly interactive visualizations. Let me tell you, Plotly, see, if you talk about Matplotlib and the Seaborn, these are basic data visualization libraries. Okay, just so you can see like 2D simple 2D 3D figures this can be do, but not that much highly interactive. But with the help of Plotly, it gives a look like a dashboard. Okay, previous projects also I did told that Plotly graphs are like a dashboard kind of graphs. Okay, so here, if you want to replace your dashboard thing in Python from Tableau or Power BI, you can use this library for the visualization, that is the Plotly. Okay, so here I have used Plotly graph objects. Whatever the graph which are available in Plotly, we can access with the object instance of this particular class. Okay, your next is matplotlib.ticker as mticker. Okay, so basically matplotlib.ticker is a function formatter class that uses like a user defined function for formatting. Okay, so just for formatting. So this can take two values as an input for a tick value of x position and the y position. Just if we need to tick what could be the position of the coordinates or whatsoever, so it's been use matplotlib.ticker. Okay, the next library which I have used here is matplotlib.grid specification. Import grid specification. Okay, so what is this grid specification is? See, basically this class is used to specify the geometry. Okay, geometry of the grid to place a subplot. Okay, so I need to place some subplots here. If I need to create a subplot, that means, in a same row, if I need to draw two or three kind of plots. Okay, so you can join or you can use this grid specification. Okay, so obviously I'm going to use, or I'm going to prepare subplots here, so that is why I'm using grid specification. I need to specify something. Some grid is, lines, grid lines. You can see that the complete plane is divided into grid lines, some squares or something like that. So I need to give some specification. For that purpose I'm using it. Okay, now the next library which I'm going to use here is your subplots. Obviously grid specification I have already explained. From plotly or subplots, same task will be going to perform. If I need to draw the subplots, obviously I'm going to use here with the help of plotly. So I'm going to use here the plotly dot subplots. Plotly.offline init notebook mode. What does this mean? See, in order to display the plot in the notebook itself, okay, in this notebook itself, for example, you use a percentage matplotlib inline. If I need to show the visualizations in your if I need to show the visualizations in your only what in your only the same page. Okay, that means you have written the code, and below you want to draw the plots. Same thing is going to happen with the plotly also. Okay, so for that purpose I have used plotly.offline import init notebook underscore mode. This will help you to draw the plots below the code itself. Okay, so here there is one more statement. Actually it's a combined statement. Plotly offline import init notebook mode and make the mode connected equal to true. Okay, so it's just a combined statement just to draw the plots inside your this notebook only below the codes. The next thing is your sns.set. Okay, if I need to set some styles, so for that I'm going to use this method sns.set, and the style which I need to use is 538. Okay, so there are various styles which are available in the matplotlib. Okay, and we can use any of the styles for drawing our plots. So this particular section or this particular block is basically for the visualization libraries only. So if you are working on any of the projects, and so the good thing for you is to learn the plotly. There is already an official website available for the plotly. You can check out that particular website. All methods, everything, they have already given you the codes to draw. Already the codes has been available. So plotly, once you understand the plotly, once you do a practice of the plotly data vision library, I request you all to use this library only for the better visualizations. Okay, whatever the projects which you are doing. Okay, because matplotlib and cbon are the basic things, I guess. Okay, so now sklearn import metrics. See, if I need to print the f1 score, recall, precision, accuracy of your models, obviously I need to import the metrics. This is what I need to do. Okay, so I have imported the metrics. Then the next thing is your metrics, and there are a few more things here, that is your classification report, confusion confusion metrics, everything. If we need to print, so definitely I require metrics from the scalar. Okay, so here I'm using this library. Then the next thing is stats model dot api as sm. Okay, stats model. What does this stats model mean? See, stats model, I have already told you about that. I have used statistics. Okay, stats library here. Okay, so scipy import stats. Okay, I need to perform some statistical operations. I have already told you some distribution, normal distribution I am going to use here in my data, because I need to check what is how where the percentage and all these things are going to lie. Okay, similarly, I'm using here stats models, stats models dot api as sm. See, basically what happens with the stats model is, it's a Python module that provides classes and the functions for the estimation of different statistical models. Okay, if I need to perform estimation related to the statistical model, as well as for conducting statistical test also, because we are going to perform some test here in our data set, p test, etc., etc., all those things. Okay, so p test, t test, or whatsoever. Okay, so we are going to perform some statistical models, we need to perform some statistical test here. So I need to use stat model library. Okay, so here let's see what happens ahead when we are going to use it. The next thing is your sklearn pre-processing. Obviously, if I need to pre-process my data, this will be required. Okay, data pre-processing will be required. So for that particular thing, I have included this library also. Logistic regression, as been told that my problem statement belongs to the classification. I am available with either placed or unplaced or not placed. Okay, so whatsoever. So since it's a logistic regression I am using, because I need to perform the classification. So this is a traditional machine learning model. You very well know about logistic regression, that is, it uses a sigmoid function. It's like a sigmoid function only, s like structure. Okay, an exponential value will be here. Okay, 1 upon e to the power minus x plus 1, and all those things. So exponential. Okay, sigmoid function has been used here in logistic regression. Then the next thing is your model selection. I need to split my data into training and testing. So the point is I am going to use train test to split. Okay, so this is the basic thing. When any of ml or model, if you need to apply, so you need to split your data into training and the testing part. Okay, so it could be like 70 30 80 20 or whatsoever. We'll see how we are going to split our data. Okay, so the next thing is your confusion matrix and the classification report. Confusion matrix, as I every time in every project you need to use this confusion matrix and all the stuff. The point is your confusion matrix is basically a table that is used to define the performance of your classification algorithm, because I'm going to use the classification algorithm here. So I need to check out what is the performance of my classification algorithm. Okay, so for that purpose I'm going to use the confusion matrix. Okay, and it gives you a visualization or summary or the performance, whatever you can say. It's you're going to get here the same thing. Okay, so this is the confusion matrix, and the classification report is the complete report of your working of your model. Okay, complete report will be generated. What is your precision, recall, f1 score, what is the accuracy, everything will be printed by your report. Okay, so I'm going to print the report also. Next, I'm going to incorporate other models like random forest, gradient boosting, ADA boosting. Okay, so these all assemble models. Basically, assemble models are those models, okay, which has been like an assembly of other techniques also. Okay, so random forest is an assemble model which has been advanced version to the decision tree. Okay, so here we are having some functions along with the decision tree. Every node we are going to perform certain, it's a decision forest. Forest means like it's not having a single tree, it is having multiple tree. Okay, so this is what we need to do at the random forest part. Okay, so then the next one is a boosting techniques, gradient boosting classifier or AdaBoost classifier. See, I have already told about the your classification on the basis of boosting. Previous project also we have used XGBoost. Okay, technique. Okay, so what happens in a boosting, we are available with the weak learners. Okay, your data set comprises of the weak learners, I need to boost them, okay, to get it trained well, so that they will help in our problem statement. Okay, so that we can improve our accuracy of the model. Okay, so this is boosting technique. Boosting classifiers, we are available with the two boosting classifiers. One is your gradient boosting classifier. Okay, another is your AdaBoost classifier. All right, so I will explain these things ahead when I will be going to train my model. Okay, so I have splitted my all libraries into three parts. One is your basic libraries, another is your visualization libraries, the third one is your traditional machine learning libraries. The last thing is your for deep
Deep
learning.
learning.
Yeah, deep learning. Okay, so TensorFlow, obviously TensorFlow, if you want to perform any kind of deep learning technique, obviously you need to use the TensorFlow and the Keras. Okay, so from TensorFlow I am going to import the Keras, and all the functions are available in Keras, all the utilities are available in Keras only. Okay, all the utility, all the tasks which you need to perform is been available in Keras only. Okay, so from Keras utility I'm going to import the plot model. Okay, I need to plot the complete structure of the model. For that purpose I'm going to use this plot model. And the next thing is your pre-processing. I've already included pre-processing here from sklearn import pre-processing. And here I need to perform the standard scaling. Okay, standard scaling, uh, the point is, if you are available with the data of different dimensions, or I just say different units. Okay, every if you need to use the data, the complete data in your model training, and it comprises of the columns which are having different units. Okay, so for that purpose I need to scale my data. Ultimately I need to perform the normalization of my data. Okay, so with the help of standard scaler I'm going to perform the normalization. So if my the column values or my data values which are having different units, they all get normalized and they all will come in a same plane. Okay, so that is why I'm using standard scaler here. Okay, so percentage is something which is okay. The percentage is these are the numerical values, so they can be same. But if you talk about other values which are not having the same dimensions related to the percentage, so that can be scaled, and that will get normalized, and we can use this data set in our model. Okay, so standard scaler I'm using. So TensorFlow, obviously it's a Google product. Okay, Google has developed all these libraries, TensorFlow, Keras, and all these things. Okay, so for deep learning techniques, I need to use that. So all the libraries have included here to perform the task.
Sir, here like mean max scalar convert our
Yeah, yeah,
value
man.
in
You
between
say all
0 to 1.
0 to 1.
Okay. And standard scalar in
See,
which range?
range of values are from like this only. Either if you talk about standard scalar also, okay, or either if you talk about your
Mean max.
min max scalar also. Okay, either standard or both will be going to perform. So if you talk about the standard scalar, it standard as a value or it's standard as a feature. Okay, what happens here, we need to calculate the mean basically. For example, if you are working
Yeah.
for a particular feature, okay, any of the feature you can
Okay.
take from the data set, you need to calculate the mean, and you need to subtract that every value, subtract mean from it, subtracting the mean from it, and then scaling it into unit variance basically. Okay, so
Okay.
calculate the mean of the complete column, and then subtract mean from every value
Okay.
from it. Okay, and then
Okay.
yeah, then we need to perform the operation.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Got.
the case is whether you are using min max scalar or standard scalar or whatsoever.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are using standard scalar for performing our operation. Okay,
Okay.
so
Got it. Got it.
the point is, again, if I just say, sir, min, as you asked the question, let me put some more remark to it. See, min max scalar, it scales a value as already mentioned, na, min and max. Okay, so it scales a value between minimum to maximum. So if you just say 0 is the minimum, 1 is the maximum, so it scales the value between 0 and 1. That is min max
Zero.
scalar. If we talk about standard scalar, I am not specific that, okay, like zeros and 1, if it can be, then that's okay, not a big deal. But standard scalar basically, it scales all the values between min and max values if they fall in a particular range. Okay, if there is a range of values, so whatever be the minimum value in that particular range, that will be minimum. What is the maximum value will be in that particular range, that will be the maximum. And standard scalar will put them in range of between of that. That is why I've told that the process of performing the standard scalar is, you need to calculate the mean, complete mean. Okay, mean of your data set, and subtract mean from each and every value. Okay, and then we need to perform the scaling or the normalization. This is what happens in your standard scalars. Is that okay, Chetan?
Yeah, yes, yes. Got it.
Okay, fine. Now the next thing is I have imported my data set. Okay, so data equal to data dot read underscore csv. This is something you very well know all about, because my data is available in a csv file format. So I have imported my data. Okay, read underscore csv. Now this will be like a data frame. So I printed the head, that is the first five. Every This is the sequence of the project. Every project which I used to do, this is how I follow the same sequence. I print the first 5 rows. I print the last 5 rows of my data set by head and tail. Okay, just do head and tail and print first five and the last 5 rows. Then the next thing is I need to print the shape. That means how many rows and how many columns are available in my data set. So once you get any data set, if you are going to work on any of the project, don't think too much. Okay, no need to think too much. Just perform these operations. Okay, there could be a issue here. While accessing data set. If in case your data has been encoded in any of different encoding technique, for example utf 8 or something there, so there could be like comma and I need to include something more. I need to encode. However, if your data has been available in a sample XLS or sample CSV file, then just only write simple. But in case is there any encoding or something, then I need to write something more. However, my data doesn't have any kind of encoding; it just can be accessed directly. So just print the tail, head, first five, last five row shape. Also, how many rows and columns are available in your data set. Also print how many columns are names of the columns of your data set by using data.columns. Just do all these things. Just try to find how many duplicated values are available in your data set. Okay, so just check out the duplicate values. Then check how many null values are available in your data set. Okay, so this is how I'm going to find the null values. Okay, so 67 null values are available in the salary. Remaining all is okay. And there is one more thing. We are not having a big data set. The point is clear. We are just available with 215 rows only. Our data set is not big. However, we are applying deep learning technique here. Your data set is initially not as much big enough to apply such, but anyways, whatever we are available with, we are going to do. Okay, so only 215 rows are available in your data. So now to apply deep learning and all these techniques, at least we should have thousands of rows. Okay, the next thing is your data info. I need to print the information of my data
Uh,
set. Yeah.
Sir, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, yes, Anjan.
Sir, in case of like more than 10 lakh rows,
Hmm.
what we have used instead of CSV?
Instead of
This Excel file, what we
hmm
have used?
instead of a csv file, what you can use if you are available with 10 lakhs,
More than 10 lakh.
more than 10 lakhs. Okay,
Yeah.
see, depend upon the resources what you are available with, how to work with,
Okay.
what kind of resources you are available to accumulate that data and apply the technique over data.
So
Okay,
we can.
if you are available, if I am working with this my local machine, okay,
Mhm.
so that will be definitely hang the. So
Mhm.
see, data is something you are available with the storage. The point is how to perform analysis over the data. So 10 lakhs or something of huge kind of data set.
Yeah.
Your processing should be, if you are using kaggle or if you are using your Google Colab whatsoever. So in Kaggle
Mhm.
also there is an option CPU, RAM. I hope if you have an account on Kaggle. Okay, so they are also having three options: CPU, RAM, and there is one more option being available on the Kaggle. Let me check my Kaggle account also and let you know that there are options available on Kaggle also. Okay, so these are basically the resources available. So if you are
We
available,
could have connected with some database as well,
uh,
if it is more than that.
yes, you can connect with the database. Okay, you can connect if your initial resource is not capable enough to store. So you require additional functionalities or additional services from your side. Okay, and
Sure.
basically we see, if you do work on Google Colab or if you do work on Kaggle, this is what we do basically. Okay, if we don't have our local machine that much capacity to execute the code. For example, sometimes in deep learning it takes lot of time for the training my data. Lot of time it takes. For example, I was working on one library related to NLP, that is fast AI technique. Fast AI. So fast AI technique takes, on my local machine it takes hours for learning rate. Okay. And yes, that there also I was having a Twitter data set. COVID-19 vaccine analysis I was doing, and Twitter data set I was available, and that also comprises lakhs of column rows available in that. Okay, so it took me, on my local machine it took 3 to 4 hours for learning my model to learn. Okay, however, if I use this other options like Kaggle and other thing, it took me less time rather than. So it's a matter of your resources availability. So if you are available with huge data set like 10 lakh rows available, so you should have either that application which can handle all these, or which can provide you the resources to work upon. Okay, so CPU, memory, RAM, everything should need to be perfect. Is that okay, Anjan?
In Google Colab GPU also, sir.
Yeah, GPU, yeah, obviously that is what they're available. GPU, TPU, that's all available.
Yeah.
Hmm?
GPU is mainly used for only deep learning with
Yeah,
very high
deep learning.
images.
Yes, deep learning, especially. So that is why I told now, not with machine learning that doesn't comes much problem. But if we talk about deep learning algorithm, deep learning techniques, because what happens in a deep learning, our architecture is all different. We are available with the layers, we are available with the neurons, and we need to train our neurons. So definitely, you require resources which are capable enough to work upon that particular problem statement. Okay, so Google Colab and Kaggle. These two are the things which I do use for a huge data set if I are working with the deep learning technique. Anjan, anything more from your side?
Good to go, sir.
Okay. Then the next thing is in industry also. If I as the, in industry also they are available with the, if we the people doing code on our machine, our laptop whatsoever, whether you are having i5 machine or i7 machine or i9 machine, so this is the computing power you are available. What could be the capacity of your storage? 500 GB or 1 TB or whatsoever. What is your RAM capacity? Okay, like 16 GB or 32 GB RAM. So you are having some limitation. In industry, if they have purchased the resources, okay, cloud resources or whatsoever, as you told sir, 10 lakh row something, if you are available with the cloud resources, you can run algorithm techniques over cloud also, no worries. You can deploy your model over cloud and run. Anjan, am I, you got my point what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, so information, data dot information. Here I'm going to print the complete information of my data set. Ultimately I just going to check what is the data type of been available to me for each and every column. So here we are shown with the data type. Okay, so the quite good thing here is whatever the percentage, they are already available in the float. Okay, remaining all is the object type. Okay, characters or whatsoever, text. Okay, so here is our data set. Description is for it's again a statistical information. Every time I do let you know that description is a statistical information for your all the values which are numerical in format in your data set. So numeric values, so serial number, SSC, these are numerical values. So we can have a description or statistical information of these numerical values in your data set. So here they will let you know about the count, what is the mean, standard deviation, what is the minimum value, maximum value, and remaining all the distribution of the data. For example, 25%, 50%, and 75% data distribution. Okay, so I hope you know about the point related to the quartiles. Okay, so this is what we can check out in data.describe. So till here, one more thing, that is the any unique. If you need to find how many unique values are present in your respective columns, so just to click out the categorical values, just to find how many categorical values are available in your data set. So this is one more function, and unique, you need to apply over your data set. So here we can see the gender has two values, this is category, SSCB, this is category. HSCB, this is category. HSCS, this is also category. So where you are available with 3 2 3 2, these values, these are category values. And status, this is what our target variable, okay, that is placed or unplaced or not placed, whatever. Okay, so again it's a category. Okay, so the point here is, till this block of code, you need to apply for every data science project. You need to go through like this only till here. Now from here the theme get changed. What to be done next? What to be done next? I have performed some visualizations. Okay, because I found that only the salary is giving me a problem, because it's only the thing which is been null in nature with the 67 values. Remaining all is okay. There is no duplicacy also. Okay, so further cleaning I'm not going to do here. Let's see in the later case I will perform some analysis, that I will do check. Okay, now let me perform some visualizations. So what visualizations I'm going to take here is, I'm just going to make a subplot with the one row and the two columns. I'm going to use the Plotly. Good visualization. Okay, so for the Plotly, um, figure which I need to create, that will be divided into two subplots. Okay, rows, one row, there will be two columns. Fig dot add underscore trace go dot indicator. See, if you need to draw any of the plot in Plotly, you need to perform this operation. Okay, and what operation it is, like, if you have to add traces, okay, in your graph, in your figure, go indicator is something which has been new, which we haven't discussed previously also. um, the purpose of indicator is to visualize a single value by your value attribute. Okay, so you are available with a value attribute here in this particular method. So if you want to visualize a single value out of this value attribute, we are going to use indicator. Okay, so here we are have many kind of attributes which are available in Plotly. There could be a value to visualize, there could be a mode also, to visualize elements, to draw the elements. There could be an alignment also, for example left, center, right, whatsoever. Okay, and there could be a domain also, for to which extent we can draw the figures. Okay, so all these things are available. So here we are available with the mode, that you need to specify the number. You are available with the value, which value I need to show, shape 0. Okay, 0 rows and 1 is the column. If someone asks you, I had just only printed data dot shape, so it told me it gave me a tuple. Okay, like row comma something, I told it row comma column. So if I just write like this, shape data dot shape 0, it's a row. If I write data dot shape 1 is a column. Okay, very much important. The numbers, okay, that means I need to give some dictionary here. Okay, number I already told that there could be different attributes which can be available. So here I'm going to give the font. Color will be there's some color which has been written in hexadecimal format, and size which I need to mention here is 100. You can change from your side. Okay, reference delta, that is your reference value I'm giving here is 600. Okay, so there are different parameters available in your Plotly. We can learn about these parameters, we can use about these parameters, and plot our graphs. Title, what title you need to give here, that is you need to write rows, and what could be the style, what could be the font size, how you need to give this, you can mention under the title. Domain, I told that it is the extent of the figure till where you can watch the figure. Okay, what could be the extent of x, and what could be the extent of y, x to y axis extent. So this is the domain to see your figure. So go indicator, add a trace. Okay, so i need to prepare I need to prepare one figure I need to prepare, because I'm going to have two columns here. So in one column this one figure will be drawn, and another column this one figure will be drawn. Okay, I need to prepare two two figures in one, like in a one row basically. So two columns I have taken. Another also, I took a mode as number. Value I have given is shape 1. Okay, so here I need to print what is the, rows ho gaya, rows is over. Now what will be the column? So I'm going to write here data dot shape 1. Then the next, again, what could be the number, what could be the size of all this, so colors will be given, what could be the reference value, value format, and any something like decimal values or something that I can put it here. Alignment, text, whatever the value which I am going to show, this I can be give in the title. Okay. And domain, or whatever we call, it's a range, whatsoever it can be called. Okay. So for me to show that particular number, so here I have given the x and y values in a list. Okay, from this much to this much you can see that particular value. And the last thing is, I need to figure dot show, I need to show my diagram. So like na plt dot show, as you do in matplotlib, similarly figure dot show, just to show your diagram. Okay. So this is what uh, graph, initial graph I need to make. So if you have installed plotly, if you have installed all the libraries, if you are running it, I hope you can see what kind of plot has been available. Can you see the plot? Are you able
Yes,
to?
sir. Yes, sir.
So
Sir,
uh-huh.
we are here row is in title is it is special character or an image like row and column
see see a special character means what? Rows and columns like special.
like in title.
Hmm. In title, yeah.
Title
We have already
text.
mentioned that, we have already mentioned in the title that you need to give a text as columns. We have already
Yes, and
mentioned, give a
up,
text as columns. हमने खुद ने बोला है कि आप रोज लिखें अपने ग्राफ में, टाइटल में, ये रोज लिखना
okay.
पड़ेगा.
Yeah,
Okay, we
not
have.
but after rows and after column, just one character is very special character or an unique or an
uh,
image.
see this is
Yes, yes,
this you
yes.
can, this you can copy and you can put it in your code. So this is something, some special kind of figure, or some small thing I have put in the code. Okay, you can use
Oh,
anything from your side. So rows, it will like rows, it is a complete thing, title rows, this will be printed, this will be printed like a diary type. Okay, diary type figure.
yes,
Then
yes.
then style, what I've taken, what could be the font size, that is zero point 0.7. Color, I took gray. Okay, the color I took gray. And that's it in the data. That's it. In the data is something which will be come after all this, after rows and all this. In the data, it will give you a write up in the data. Okay, it's just a
So
write
it
up.
is a small image,
It's
just
a,
copy paste.
yeah, just a small image, just a copy. Okay, you can use any kind of image from your side. If not mandatory, you can delete that image, no worries.
Okay.
Okay, so I hope you are available with 215 and 15 from your side. Is it visualized to all?
Yes.
Okay, so this is
Oh,
highly interactive. We haven't never seen that this kind of visualization for the rows and columns has been done. So just to visualize rows and column only, I have done. I have coded this particular thing. However, it's not been mandatory. Okay, just to show rows and the columns, but this is something new to learn about. Okay, so all these parameters are available in the indicator. Okay, of your plotly. So add a trace or add a figure. Ultimately, I need to add a figure whose indicators are, that means whose parameters are like mode, value, number, delta, title, domain. There are other many other parameters available. Okay, so only the thing is, you need to go through the tutorial of the plotly and check out what could be the parameters, how better we can perform the visualizations using plotly. So I hope you have seen by this visualization that this is highly interactive. Okay, so I've done with the plot for this. Then the next thing is, I'm going to look out for the status. Okay, so status unique. Okay, how many unique values are there in status? So placed, unplaced. Then how many value counts are there in the status? So I did printed 148 and 67. So this you need to do if you are available with the categorical data. So you need to use unique method to check out the values available. You need to print its value count. Okay, how many values are available in that. And the next case is, you can draw a count plot for it by basic cborn library. By basic cborn library, I have already told, if you want sns dot count plot, and you can take your data, take your status, data codes. status. Okay, you can draw the count plot for it. Okay, I'm not going to take any hue or something. If you want, you can take hue or whatsoever, any of the reference value. If you want, you can take, but I'm not taking any hue or reference value here. It depends upon you how simple count plot you want to create from your side. Okay, so here you can draw like this your count plot, and you can write like data equal to data. Like that's it. I'm not taking any hue. Okay, so count plot status, that's it. Okay, if I just want to run, let's see. Okay, SNS is not defined. Okay, I have used just cbon only. Import cbon I have done. Okay, I haven't. Okay, the point is I haven't executed this code. Okay, so no worries. Just I told you, you can draw from your side. You can draw from your side. Is it understood? Just you need to write for a simple plot SNS dot count plot. SNS dot count plot. Okay, and use this data, and use this your status. Okay, and then data equal to data. Okay, data equal to data, and this is your from which data you are picking this particular column and drawing the count plot for it. Okay, this is what you need to take. Okay, so this give you a simple visualization, but the point is I am looking forward to do something different. So what I did is I have defined some dictionary from my side, some colors from my side. Okay, so two colors and five colors, and some horizontal font. Some fonts I have defined from my side itself. Okay, so these are I'm going to use ahead in my your Plotly library. So H font I have given, that is the font name. Any of the font new font name you can take Times New Roman or whatsoever. This is serif I have taken, Calibri or whatsoever. There are many types of fonts available, and the weight whether I need to make it bold or not. Okay, so this is what I have taken. Okay, created dictionary. Okay, then two colors I have prepared a list. Okay, so there are two hexadecimal colors. You can, if obviously it's not been remembrance. Okay, we can't remember the names like in hexadecimal format, so either you can give red, orange, green, blue, yellow, pink, violet, whatsoever. It depends upon you. You can just prepare the colors like that also, apart from the hexadecimal. Okay, now the next thing is I need to go for the missing values in my data set. Okay, so the point is I already told that missing number. I've used one library, and if there are null values in my data set, I need to show it in a better way, better approach. So how to show it? So miss underscore val underscore colors, one empty list I have prepared. This is an empty list I have prepared for columns and data columns. I need to trace out for each and every column which is available in my data set. Apply loop on every column which is present in your data set, and if you found that data is been not equal to 0, is null, sum not equal to 0, then apply color to it. This apply this color to it, and else apply gray color to it. Apply gray color to it. Okay, so go through every column. If your data column is not equal to 0, okay, is not equal to 0, sum is not equal to 0, then apply this color, else apply gray color to it. Okay, then what I did it msn dot bar, I've already used missing number. Okay, missing number, I use an alias to missing number as msn. So msn dot bar, I need to draw bar data, and color equal to miss well colors, this miss well colors. Okay, so whatever I'm going to have, I'm going to append here. Okay, I'm going to append all the column values here, whether they are having null values, whether they are having no null values. Okay, and then I'm going to plot this graph plt dot show bar plot. So you can see for column number 1 serial number. Okay, serial number, what kind of colors we are having, what colors we are having. If this is not, if sum is not equal to 0, if sum is equal to 0, then what we need to apply? If sum is equal to 0, what need to apply? Gray. So you can say see that in none of our columns we are having any missing value. So serial number, gender, ssc, ssb, hsc, hscb, they all are having filled values. So we have assigned value or color gray to them. However, in case of your one column, that is your salary, we are available with the empty values. So here I have assigned a color to it. You can see that if it is not equal to 0, apply this color. Now you can set from your side. Don't take just like, sir, you have done this, so we no, not like that. Okay, you can apply from your side. So if you are working with any of the project, okay, if you want to show the better visualizations, this is how you can perform the approach. Okay, this is how you can do it. Okay, so the point is showing missing values before. Okay, now before proceeding ahead, let me stop the recording because the recording will be incremental in nature.